This is the year that could change everything. Your online side hustle could turn to a main hustle, to a multi-million dollar business, as mine did. Ten years ago, I was reading the book, The Firework Work Week by Tim Ferriss. If you have not read it, you have to read it. And it basically planted this idea in my head that it was possible to not just make a full-time living from the internet, but do so without the requirements or constraints of working a full 8-hour or 10-hour day. In fact, literally in the book, there's examples they give that pretty much they spend 4 hours a week, and it's not even really work. It's just log in to see how much money they made and clicking, yes, I'd like to deposit that in my bank account. I was like, this sounds super sketch, super unrealistic, and complete opposite of what I was told to be successful, what you had to do. Graduate college, potentially get an MBA, work at a 9 to 5, work your way up the corporate ladder. 10 years later, you might be the manager. 15 years later, you might be the partner. Long track record, but that's the norm, right? So as soon as you start your very first journey into how to make money online, it could potentially look like this. You go to Google, you type in how to make money online, and you'll get thrown up with all this crazy stuff on what you should do. And it is actually a very dark world. And that's why I wanted to make this video. If you're at the beginning of your journey and you're trying to figure out what the best online side hustle for you is today, I just want to start by weeding out the really bad, the negative stuff that potentially could not just waste you money and time, but could jeopardize everything for you. And I'm going to really just pick on 3 side hustles. There's a lot of bad ones, but I'm going to pick on 3. I'm going to give my reasons. You potentially may disagree with me. In fact, usually when I talk about this stuff, people do. But I think if you want to take an online side hustle seriously, a couple things you want to look at as I kind of measure everything, because I've tried it all. Amazon, dropshipping, Etsy, flipping things, affiliate marketing. I've literally tried everything. Blogging, YouTube. So why do I avoid these 3? It's because they don't really match my rules. So like when I do a side hustle, my first thing is risk. How risky is this side hustle? Do I have to risk money? Do I have to risk time? Do I have to risk potentially more than that? Am I risking getting sued? Am I risking people's health? Those are all things that I think about when I launch side hustle. What's the risk? So I'm trying to aim, and I'm going to be teaching you this next 30 days the least riskiest side hustles for success. The next thing is cost, right? Cost. How much is this side hustle going to cost me? A lot of people mention to me, hey, Adrian, do you flip houses? Or have you ever looked into wholesale houses and flipping houses? I'm like, flipping a house. I understand the prospect of it. You buy a house that is not in good order. You put some time, money, TLC into it. You flip it and you make 50 grand. However, to purchase a home in the first place requires what I would imagine is a large capital. 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, more. And what makes it even more risky is if you are taking out a loan on this business idea, and then what if you flip and it doesn't work out? So the loan is guaranteed. The idea that you may flip and find success or profit, that's a big risk. So obviously I'm not going to be teaching how to flip houses. If that's what you're into, you can unsubscribe. So that's risk and cost, way too much. But now my really third one is time. And so time is, I think, the most precious thing we have. So here you are, potentially working a 9 to 5, maybe you're in school right now, and when you could be spending time with your family, when you could be doing things you love, gaming or watching Netflix, you're going to be now spending time working on a side hustle. Why? And gosh, I hope you're thinking, man, I'm going to be putting all these hours in, what am I going to get in return? So time is important. It is a consideration factor, because if I know people, when they ask, hey, Adrian, I want to build a YouTube channel, I say, great. Hopefully you have the mindset that this is going to take a while. You're not going to create a video, it's going to go viral, and you're going to start making money. It's just not how it works. Maybe there's exceptions, but not how it works. So time has to be a really big factor into the side hustles, because there are difference in the time it takes to succeed. I know there's people, even students of mine, who've taken me up on my dropshipping course, and they've launched a product and they've made money on their first campaign. They've made 10 grand in their first month trying. Crazy. It's not the norm, but it's possible, where if you were going to try to make 10K from YouTube, doing it in 30 days, I don't know if I've ever seen that done. So those are basically my 3 rules. Now let's talk about which side hustles I obviously won't be teaching, but I also encourage you not to do. 1, day trading. Day trading has been around since the stock market. To potentially buy a stock before it's known, becomes hot, to have some type of inside information that is your advantage, that you feel like this stock is going to blow up, and to buy it, or the penny stocks, the wolf on Wall Streets. You're going to buy low and you're going to sell high. That's really it. Sounds simple, right? Well, a couple stats about day trading, and this is why I'm not going to teach it, and nor why I don't practice in it as well. 5% of day traders find success. 5. So you're telling me you want to go into a game where you have a 95% fail rate. I'm going to just be honest right now. I know I'm just humbly not smart enough to figure it out. I know I'm not Warren Buffett. It's not going to work for me.
One of the saddest stories I heard this year about day trading was a 20-year-old kid who racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars perceivably on a trading app, a very popular app, and he killed himself. Robinhood and all these other apps that are coming out right now, they make day trading so easy. A couple clicks with your thumb and you've made your first trade. And with our instant gratification and non-accredited people giving financial advice, he also took in the hype and started day trading, and it reportedly thought it racked up a negative $730,000. But this kid probably had a negative net worth. Now, in reality, he actually did not lose that much or was under that much, but the lack of knowledge into pursuing this type of side hustle and day trading, overwhelmed him. And his life could have been spared if it wasn't for all the terrible, terrible advice that people are giving when it comes to day trading, and that it's the way to get rich quick. And I think I just wanted to share this story to share how serious this side hustle is, how terrible it is, and it's really just gambling.
The next one I would avoid is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is all the rage in the last couple of years, and basically with the roller coaster of it coming up and down and up and down. Right now it has massive attention at the time of this video, but I promise you it's something that's going to have a massive fail rate as well, more than day trading. So it's something that I would extreme caution people. I don't know why they're so protective about this concept of digital currency, and I'm not saying it's not valuable. Maybe you could look in this video 20 years from now and say this guy was a fool, he shouldn't have been talking about Bitcoin. All I'm saying is that in terms of creating a side hustle, you want to create it in an environment that's not so volatile. Day trading, super volatile, super risky, super low chance of you finding success. Cryptocurrency, even worse. So why put all this energy and time to something where it's so unproven at this point in time in these early stages to put all your eggs into that? So I'm not going to focus on cryptocurrency in these next 30 days. I think there's value there, but to build a business off of it is, right now at this point in time in the history of it, it's still too volatile and too early. I think of it basically in Vegas because that's where I'm based out of, and you're driving around at casinos, they advertise, Bob, who's like, look, I made $40,000 at the casino, at the slots. And there's going to be winners. You're going to hear people in cryptocurrency and day trading that they bought low and sold high and they made millions. And these people are just like the casinos, the fraction percentage point, the lucky few who basically won the lottery in that game. But everyone else is going to see that, and so we think, oh, I should go to the casino too because I could be like Bob and make the 40 grand. That's what's happening right now with crypto and day trading, and that's why I'm just going to avoid those things, because those are more like gambling versus creating a foundational online business, which is what I'm going to teach you. Okay, this last one I think is especially controversial, and I hope that it changes, but for sake of, I think, its business practices, I'm going to encourage you to avoid anything that has to or sounds like a pyramid scheme. The modern day pyramid scheme these days is abbreviated as MLM. It stands for multi-level marketing. The business concept in itself isn't bad, but the way that businesses operate in it is shady. It is. And I know there's a lot of people who are in MLMs that follow me, and please don't take offense to this, but here's one thing that is so shady about this. The FTC, which regulates businesses and their practices is currently actively going after MLMs because they're shady practices, because they're notorious for friends will randomly hit you up on Facebook and saying, hey, like, want to hop on this call? It's really ambiguous. And then finally, when you get on the call or when they invite you over to their party, then they start pitching you all these things and these products, and they say, hey, you can either buy the product or you can work underneath me. And then basically the pyramid scheme is you work underneath that person, then you bring someone, and they bring someone. Then it's basically this pyramid of money that you keep, the top person keeps making. Well, the FTC is literally after these companies, is trying to ban the concept of the MLM, because how they sell them is terrible. They pitch the dream, they sell the sky, but it ends up being a super low percentage of success rate, and it's one of those slimier businesses, in my opinion.
The fact that the Federal Trade Commission has a dedicated page to multi-level marketing, aka MLMs, and even describes it as, are you considering a business opportunity that involves selling products to family and friends or recruiting other people to do the same? This is a pyramid scheme. Literally, they are after pyramid schemes. So do not join MLMs. The business practice is shady, and the fact that the government's after them is just a matter of time before they all get eliminated or change drastically. I think one of the most recent takedowns of an MLM was Advocare. I'm not sure if you knew people in it. I did. The FTC had a settlement to end Advocare's alleged pyramid scheme and ban them from this multi-level marketing business. So they took down a giant, and they're after all businesses that operate under an MLM. I had people who were all about Advocare, and they were left with zero income. All their commissions they had earned, their big pyramid schemes, they ended with nothing. So they're trying to ban all future multi-level marketing. It's right there. So this isn't just my opinion. If the government is literally going after a certain type of business model, it's bad news.
Always up for discussion. Comment below if you feel like I have incorrectly named day trading or cryptocurrency or MLMs as side hustles you should pursue. But in my next 30 days in my free course here, I'm basically going to talk about businesses I believe in that have personally experienced positive success that is replicable. Now, I know there's some things that I do in some ways that make money that are probably not replicable. Maybe I won my lottery in that sense, but I want to teach businesses that other people can do. One question I get often is, I'm going to be teaching people kind of what I'm doing, don't I create my own competition? But I think one thing that people fail to realize who ask that is usually they don't have a lot of experience in the internet world, the people who ask that question, because the internet is so big. It's so big that every one of my followers could get into like the fitness niche as an affiliate or drop shipping, and we would actually never compete with each other because the market is so big and it's growing at an exponential rate. The internet is too big. People are using the internet, buying on the internet at an all-time high, and it's growing and growing and growing. For that reason, there's always so much more demand than there is competition. It's not like we're sitting on a street of a small town where there's only so many different real estate spots and there's already 2 McDonald's, and I'm telling you, you should form a burger restaurant too, because that's how you're going to make your money. It's not like that. The internet is vast. It's this open space that is infinite as the eye can see. So that is my honest guidance and recommendations on what to avoid. Now that that's taken care of, I'm so pumped because you're going to learn some of the most epic online business models that I've had success with that I think you can, no matter what experience level you have. We're going to talk about affiliate marketing, drop shipping, print on demand. I'm not going to tell everything right now because I want you to watch every single video and look out for the next one. They say the best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago. The second best time today. I'm super excited to have you in this 30-day program, and comment below any questions. I hope you're pumped. If you haven't already downloaded the worksheet that goes along and the email sequence that goes along, make sure you do so. It doesn't matter what time of the year you actually start this program. As soon as you opt in, the 30-day sequence begins. I'm super excited for you to start your side hustle. This is Adrian. We'll catch you in tomorrow's video.
When I started my very first side hustle, I was working at a call center making $27,000 a year. If I could pinpoint how I got from then to now, it would definitely be by the power of habit. It's one of the hardest things to create, but once you have it, you feel unstoppable. To help you build it, I've created the Side Hustle Journal, which is a daily journal that will help hold you accountable to working on your side hustle and creating an amazing business and life that you love. Go to adrianbrambila.com/journal to check it out today.